Honorable admiration, my good brothers, sisters of the feather. What's good? Hope y'all enjoying y'all Memorial Day. I haven't had too much time to check, see if anybody else was live at the moment. Copper Skin King. There's a misconception in the information. So things have to be cleared up. If a person lives in America and moves to Europe and has children, and the children have children, are they no longer American, or are they European? So if you have groups that move to Europe and are mixing amongst themselves, those are Americans that are living in Europe. That's a story for another day. It's the focus of the so-called accomplishments and enlightenment and age of industry, the industrial ages, and many things that are pertaining to that. Sciences, inventors of science, inventors of theology, the people who really played the roles in the last 400 or 500 years. That's what we're really getting at. But I'm on this road, y'all got to give me a minute. So I'm going to slide on this good music, show some images, and get ready for some very interesting information. What I'm saying is that whole Black European thing and Moorish thing and the history of it, it needs to be checked. I'm going to check it today. I'm going to check it today. Before I check it, in Southern California, and you're driving along the 60 freeway in the city called Whittier. Driving along the 60 freeway, you'll see Paramount Boulevard, San Gabriel Boulevard, and it might be Wilcox or hold on, I'm about to see it right now. Well, anyway, this area is actually an ancient structure. They haven't built houses on it. What street is that? Okay, it's not showing. That's just Paramount Boulevard. But if you're driving along the 60 freeway, and you see a lot of antennas, you see an area where you have a electric company right here, Paramount Boulevard, Montebello. See, I don't even know if y'all can see it. That right there. It's an ancient structure. They have put dirt and stuff on it and started building stuff around it and doing many things like structure right here. And they put water up there and so on. But this is an ancient structure. Freeway even wraps around it. I'll be showing that. But y'all in for a treat. So y'all in for a treat. I had to show myself, y'all. And I'm just starting to get dark. So I'm starting to get my original melanin color. So haters can't say I'm white and shit like that rat. You know, and that shit don't offend me too, by the way. Shit, I've been dealing with light skin jokes, complexion jokes, crayon jokes for years. And I got some jokes, especially for people. Okay, but when you look at what they look like, they're Indian red. If you're Indian red, you talking about my complexion, and I can just sit in the sun for a couple days and get your complexion. Yeah, you're arguing. You're a burning wheelchair, buddy. But like I like to indulge in that because Horrible admiration, my good friends. This is another. Still on the road, man. Still visiting the house. I want to make sure I have a clear connection. I don't want to have all that scratchy, irritating sounds while I'm sharing the information. I got to make sure things are in order. Look at this damn top cat right here. Yeah. I know my favorite. You see right here, another structure called the Santa Fe Dam. Because they dammed up an area and not too far from here is the structure I found, which many will say, oh, that's Tartar structure. But it's actually the ancient structure of the Dasgéówë, which is the original name of what they call the San Gabriel Mountains and what they now call the Giza Nation. They now call themselves San Gabriano because they know, we know, well, I know, they're not the original people from here. That's a story in itself. In fact, that's a story that's very, very important. I cannot wait to really dig into the Pasadenian story, the Tongva story, the Dasgéówë story, and the connection that we have with it. Because same thing that they'll say, we don't have a connection to the Olmec, and we don't have a connection to the Aztec or the Inca. They're going to say the same thing about Plains Indians and the areas over here. They're going to say the same thing. They're going to show you a bunch of Asian-looking people. And then when you show them, like, nah, man, the Afro-Mexicans, those are the real ones. They're going to say they're from Africa. They're black Europeans. Or they came from Africa. That's what you're going to get. It needs to be dealt with. Big structure. I've showed what's inside of the structure. With some overhead images from Google Earth. Because that's what I do. I'm hands-on. I deal. Looking wild, yo. Let me throw back on the best team in the world. Reason why they call 49ers 1849. I'm gonna do something special on that here on the I Don't Give Up But Sports News and Entertainment. Hopefully Chief will be up around in a moment. But I know it irritates people to see me because they, they're offended. But get my melanin up. You know what I mean? So this guy be big mad because he's the damn angry rat bastard. Let me show these images again in case y'all not catching it. What I'm doing is I'm giving advanced geodynamics. Okay, this is geodynamic and biodynamic. You deal with the structure of anatomy, the chemical makeup of anatomy, and then you look into the chemical makeup of the earth. You see the connection of those who came out of the earth, those who sprung up from the land, the aboriginal, the Atantan, the Atachians, the Dasgéówë. That's right. Almost there, y'all. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I have Nigro. I am officially home. All right, all right. There y'all go. Nigro, lifted people's minds, grand rising, honorable admiration to all my good brothers and sisters of the feather. Sado Gueta, how y'all doing out there? Hope everything is all good. Yeah, that's right. Yahweh Sagano. It's not really a proper greeting, but that's just saying like welcome. You know, the real origin of what they call Yah, Jah, Rastafari, whatever the hell. That's coming from Seneca, and there's a whole lot of stuff that's really coming from Seneca. And Seneca got some issues in it when it comes to the linguistics. But today, we're going to be dealing with a great deal of information that has been passed down to us. That gives us the impression that it was white folks that did everything. I mean, when you look at the Royal Society, it's going to give you a list of all these people, and it's going to tell you they were white. It's going to tell you that this is white boy Isaac Newton. Like, wait a minute, people didn't have Christian last names and first names, such as Isaac. And when you look into the Hebrew, when you look into the Arabic, the name Isaac is not pronounced and not spelled. It doesn't sound like that. And that's Arabic Abjad, Abu Gita characters. And in the Hebrew, that's the Abu Gita characters as well. So how does a person like Isaac Newton receive the fucking name Isaac? And what the fuck is a Newton? Mr. Man who created gravity, Mr. Man who created so-called looking at light reflect off of glass and the different colors. That is from glass, which is burnt sand, burnt at a certain temperature makes glass. This stuff these accolades of accomplishments of so-called theories and hypotheses that we deal with and we're debating, it's coming from these so-called fellows of the Royal Society. But you got the pseudo section of the Fellows of the Royal Society, which is connected to Isaac Newton, Francis Bacon, and many others during that time. You got Hook, you got well, we'll deal with that. Then you have the worst era of the most pseudo information, which is the Society for the Diffusion of Useful Knowledge, which is when you hear Broham. Again, these people did not come into power until the end of our great empires, our great agrarian cultures that were destroyed. But anyway, about to make my way back up stairs to my spot, man. Get all comfortable and make sure I dig into this information and bring it to you the best of my ability. Hopefully, everything is hopefully there's not a lot of mixed signals going out or whatever that people can't comprehend simple grammatical understanding of when a person is sharing some images and when they're talking about this stuff and they don't say UFO or alien. If a person does not say UFO or alien or put it in their title, they're not talking about no UFO or alien. So person has stepped from ha 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 to absolute slander. When you step to absolute slander, that's when I'm on your ass. Last person that did that went by the name of Cujo, and RIP is all I got to say. All right, y'all. Let's play Jam Jam from none other than not Trey Ali. Thresh 3000. Yeah, his story.
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't
Ham slide on the BX.
yeah. Thresh 3000. So what's happening? Government and all y'all cross the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, oh yeah, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji. Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this arrowhead. My nation, my Niji, someone thorough said. Real Americans, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe $1 trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is showing me, I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no po-po ruling over me. Only somebody just like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Iron Cherokee, Chief and Dr. GLE. I'm still a G like EST. You might not be as G as me. You think you free, but you need remedy to be as free as me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. They got us good, they still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us.
Hey, what the hell you doing? Mongolian? What the hell Mongolian doing here? Hey, fuck you, Mongolian! Don't you break down. Hey, what the hell you doing? Mongolian? What the hell Mongolian doing here? Hey, fuck you, Mongolian! Don't you break down.
A little humor for everybody. You're on Boy Admiration. My good brothers and sisters of the fellow fight. I did a thing on the word Negro. And there was a part that I left out because we use this phrase Niji, and I was explaining that Niji is not Cherokee, that Niji, when it comes to the definition that we're being told, is actually coming from the Seneca language. That when it comes to the J-I, G, also as in she, that is the Seneca language, and they'll translate that to mean a person that is melanated. Some, which are very disingenuous, up there portraying to be what we call Seneca today, will say that G is tied into something that they'll call black, dark, African American. They even slide that in and say African American. It's another way to slide us, which, as we can find, that these people at these powwows, at these so-called foundations where they're collecting money, They're not on our side. And we can obviously see from Top Rat to Two Pigeons to Thought Gang to Phoenix Moon to Dan Calloway to Corey Bale, that even if they are not monetized or whatever, they're still operating under the auspices, I got to use that word, of our enemy. Again, I express our enemy, the $5 Indian and Native American, those who continue on to promote these established colleges, university, Ivy League schools, who consistently put out the information that is incorrect, inaccurate, intentionally to deviate the minds of our people from knowing that they are the Aboriginal, they are the Atantan, they are autochthonous, and it's a word from a language from here, from our people, Shasha Manga. That's us. That's who we are. And when it comes to that, it covers a great deal of information. We are the greatest inventors. We are the greatest innovators. So when it comes to these fellows of the Royal Society, we have a problem because they are the ones who they'll slap all the inventions, all the innovations, all the discoveries, anybody doing anything in science, they give it to them and they take it away from our ancestors. All right. So I'm here to correct that. And many have fell in the trap of the Black European thing. You see, because many have found out that, oh, so it wasn't really them who had that control and that power, who were the scientists, who were the inventors and the innovators. It was us. So it's just like Black Jesus. All you did was slap black in front of Jesus. You replaced the white Jesus for a Black Jesus. So what they have done is they have taken the white scientists of the Fellows of the Royal Society coming out of London and slapped black faces on them. I personally know because I was one of the people participating in doing it. When the Moors, good brothers like Alim Bey, when I interviewed him in 2009, he talked about this on my blog talk show. We hear this again. Hold on. We hear this again over and over from many Moors. Many Moors that rock with us, Moors that don't rock with us. So what I have had the trouble of expressing is that what we had going on in America has been portrayed to be in Europe. What we had going on in America has been portrayed to be in Africa. What we had going on in America has portrayed to be in the Middle East, in Greece, in Rome. All of these so-called civilizations that are written out in history are created by the Fellows of the Royal Society and those who worked in the benefit of the Fellows of the Royal Society and the Fellows of the Royal Company. So what I have, again, had to do was talk about the Royal Society. A lot of people, such as NBK and members of NBK, used to become agitated when I talked about the Royal Society because they would say, oh, we base our stuff upon science. So I would say, well, who's science? You talking about Fellows of the Royal Society? Is that the science y'all talking about? Don't use their information. That information is a lie. So for years, I would hold on to certain information and I would wait for people who were opposing me for sharing this with the people because it needed to be said. We need to know that we are the great inventors. We are the great innovators. Here, I'm gonna show it again. We're the real Royal Society. We are the real Royal Company of the past. Where's it at? All right, let me slide it on so I can see it. See, I'm scratchy and messing up a little. There they go with that. I'm scratchy and messing up a little. So I might have to come out. I might have to go out and come back in. But you can see the royal company and the royal society were people who made things, invented things, and dealt with the inventions and used them for whatever objective, not objective, whatever it was that they wanted to accomplish, or whatever trade they were in, or whatever apprenticeship they've taken under somebody, whatever tutelage, or whatever you want to say. Somebody's apprentice going around and doing these things. Well, it says right here, numbers of Negroes in business, and we're talking about 1900, 20,020, among whom were agents and collectors. Okay, so we got to figure out what are these agents and collectors. These agents and collectors are these fellows of the Royal Society. Okay, these are our people doing what they were doing in those areas, right? Boarding housekeepers. So who knew how to build the house? Who knew how to keep up the house? We did. The druggists. That's the pharmaceutical. So anytime you're digging into the Royal Society, going back 300 years, and they're talking about alchemists and dealing with chemicals, and these people were putting these certain solutions together, and they're doing these experiments. Well, guess what? That's us. That's us over here. The druggists. We had 139 druggists. The hotel keepers. Chief played the video with the sister who said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put money and effort and build something with somebody and get my own hotel. Well, guess what? You see right there, 429 hotel keepers. We were the fucking shit. We were the real Royal Society. We were the real royal company. They will try and attribute them as being the ones who took over as the slave masters because you have the 6 titles that they have slapped on some fake paintings and pictures and busts supposedly of who they were 200-300 years ago when that was us over here. 429 hotel keepers. Watching clockmakers, 61. So for anybody who's going over to Top Rat, Top Gang, Two Pigeons, ask yourself, why is it they have not shown you this shit? Why are they trying to send you to a powwow, put on some feathers, and jump around on some peyote and look like some fucking fools? Instead of dealing with the fact that we were about that business. We were about that work. We were about that life. We made all the watches and the clocks, okay? We were the ones dealing with the alchemy. We didn't get sick and wait for a damn missionary Jesuit to come and slap us with some damn injection of some smallpox is what they were bringing around in 1900. We took care of it ourselves. We had 700 businesses that have been established for over 30 years. So that's 1900 going back to 1870. The fuck is y'all talking about? We were slaves during that time, Top Rat. What the fuck are you talking about? You had slaves, Top Gang, and you were so nice to them. What the fuck are you talking about? Two feathers with damn near everything you say. Gotta question that shit. Gotta question this shit. See, they are working for YouTube. They are working for federation, organizations, and so on. They have to keep the lie. They have to tell you that slavery happened. We came out of slavery. They have to say, oh, they were shipping Indians all over the place. See, they're going to say they were shipping Indians out. They're not going to tell you that it was us who built the boats. It was us who built the docks. It was us who created a way to market and put certain herbs in boats and ship them out over to Europe, where our colonies were not black Europeans, but aboriginals from America creating colonies in Europe. Okay? I need to get this shit right. Everything was coming out of here in America. Okay? 30 years ago, Negroes of this country owned nothing, not even themselves. See that nonsense W.B. Du Bois is saying? W.E.B. Du Bois is not telling you that we didn't operate under a system of the way that form of British law and the bar system and all that, dealing with commerce and economics of trade, because he's contradicting himself, saying own nothing, not even themselves, but then talking about aggregating, right? They now own property aggregating in a neighborhood of 940 million. Talking about 1900. What's 94 million worth today? Fuck reparations. We need to get our shit back. We had control. We ran everything. We were the real fellows of the Royal Society, but not none of that weirdo fellow stuff they say supposedly happened. Let me bust out some more stuff for y'all. All right. So it says Indian. Ogwe. All right, I'm going to have to plug in soon, y'all. So, anybody talking about this American Indian shit and they don't say Dasgéówë, or you got somebody who's trying to say the women are called Okwe, which is going to tie you into some women going out to hoe. You know, this is something that needs to be dealt with because this is tying into the language that is going to connect you to the ones who are called Tuscarora. Let me bust it out. All right. So anytime you see any products dealing with corn, cornbread, or any products made with corn tortillas, 200-300 years, we know who it's really coming from. Corn is used for a lot of things. Hell, even corn is even used as an oil. You have corn oil to cook. I mean, it can go on all day with the corn. Gotta go through all this stuff again with y'all, man. It's just that it's in the mind, all right? So it's again expressed that G, right? The priest, the minister, the black one, there it goes again, G, Hadze Sada G. G, she, G. XI coming out of the Omeg, same people, that's us. We built everything. Let's get over it. Don't let people try and confuse you with that's way over there. You don't got nothing to do with that. Nah, you dumb, fuck you. That's how we moving on from now, 2022. You dumb, fuck you, fuck your words, fuck talking to you. You full of shit. You trying to say that we came over here and we were the slaves, right? You trying to say that we were the ones doing the slave, we were the slaves doing all the stuff for the fellows of the Royal Society in the royal company. Right? So we see tobacco right there. Gaye Guaguas. The Gaye Guaguas, right? But we know them people that portray to be Seneca, like the people who portray to be Lenny Lenape, or the Kashida, Cassava, whatever the fuck dumbass top rat was talking about. They can't say these words right. They'll say Ye Quaco. Ye Quaco. Nah, it's Gaye Guaguas. But see, they can't fix their tongue to speak our great words. They cannot do it. They are incapable of doing it. So when you see the tobacco, you thinking, oh, we were getting that tobacco and giving it to the fellows of the Royal Society. You dig into the fellows of the Royal Society and see what trade they were doing with tobacco. You're going to say, oh, goddamn, they were even tied into the tobacco. That's right. Royal Company and tobacco. Look the shit up because when it comes to the East Indian trade, the West Indian trade, that is the Royal Company. That is the Royal Society. So they'll slap this dumbass shit on us. Nearly 500,000 were Negroes brought here as slaves to work in the tobacco fields. So these turtle gang motherfuckers, these top rat motherfuckers, these two hawk motherfuckers are going to tell you that shit is real. They're not going to tell you that, nah, we ran the tobacco fields. That was our people out in Kentucky, in Tennessee, in South Carolina, in North Carolina, running these fields. How do we know that? Because we were even doing it up until 1870. Aggregating in the neighborhood of 940 million. So what really happened? The ones who they're calling fellows of the Royal Society, the ones who they say dressed up all nice and look good and shit, and we were the peasants and the slaves. tied with chains to our neck and our feet. When in turn, in the same fucking book, they're going to tell you what they really were and who they really were, the Slovak people. So we all right, can I get a one if you can hear me? I got a phone call, so it cut me out about 5 minutes ago. All right, can I get a one if you can hear me? All right, I can hear it. All right. So, what I was explaining was that this is what a real fellow of the Royal Society looked like in the 19th century. See, they're going to tell you that this was a slave, but this was really the real fellow of the Royal Society. And this is going to connect to the Underground Railroad. All right. All right, so when I started out, I shared this image because they'll say the Fellows of the Royal Society started in 1660 and then went to 1666 with a blaze. And I'm telling you, when it comes to our information and the real history or the real story, everything is ablaze. Everything is burned down and had to start over. That's something you're going to run into every time. When it comes to this, you're going to run into, oh, they burned it down. Oh, it was flooded out. But we have people like Top Rat who was upset that we're sharing that so people can get an understanding that they have burned a lot of records and rewrote these records. So Top Cat will try and make it seem like, oh, they're using that to stop themselves from using genealogy, stopping us from looking up our genealogical records because we're saying the records were burnt. Like, come on, bro. You a whole rat. All right, let's get back to the information. Enough with the rats. All right, by 1852, the congestion of Somerset House, y'all want to see a lot of lies and a lot of trickery and a lot of confusion. Look into the Somerset House, and you will see that they are the ones who were really focused on making stories, writing us in a negative, changing stories to animals instead of people, and it's all over the place. But the Somerset House had increased thanks to the growing number of fellows. Okay, what I'm dealing with is, when did they take over and start portraying themselves to be this great institution of science and innovation and innovators and creators and poets and so on and so forth, when we know damn well they had no power, they had no knowledge, they weren't doing shit, they didn't wash their ass, they didn't know what the fuck was going on in the world, they didn't know they ass from their damn butt, they know they butt crack from their balls, for their twat from their goddamn nipple. They didn't know shit. Period. They didn't know shit. We're the ones, we're the teachers. We're the ones that taught them shit. We're what they call the gods and the goddesses. That's us. So therefore, the Liberal Committee asked the council to petition Her Majesty's government to find new facilities, with the advice being to bring all the scientific societies, such as Linnean and geological societies. Right? Where am I at? I got mixed up, y'all. Okay, under one roof in August 1866. So what's going on in America during this time? We got 1865, all this stuff going on. 1860s, we have all these mud floods of 1862, tsunami, earthquakes, all this stuff hitting. Then we have the government announce their intention to refurbish Burlington House and move the Royal Academy and other societies there. The Academy moved in 1867, while other societies joined when their facilities were built. The Royal Society moved there in 1873, taking up residence in the East Wing. The top floor was used as accommodation for the assistant secretary, while the library was scattered over every room, and old caretakers' apartments were converted into offices. So all these so-called records, all these so-called things that they're writing and making up, they're all putting it together supposedly during these times. I'm finding some other stuff going on. So that's the first image. Let me take a couple steps back and see what led up to that event. Because we see pounds up there, 47 million pounds, 37 million pounds, 370 fellows. All right, so the top one. Let me get to the top one. Let me know if y'all can hear it clearly. It's not too scratchy. Okay. Big Chief, fuck you crackers. All right, 19th century, the early 19th century, society had 662 fellows. In 1830, only 104 had contributed to the philosophical transaction. So fuck that number 662, we see 104. Now, in the 19th century, what's going on? We're the inventors, we're the innovators. We're the ones making up things. We're the ones creating things. We're the ones putting all this effort into stuff. We're the ones dealing with how do we deal with these catastrophic events and calamities. Oh, we already have these structures that we already built. So the Burlington House, where the society was based between 1873 and 1967. So what my whole premise here is, so everyone gets an understanding, my approach, is that 1873, they started their takeover. The sellouts started selling out to 1967. By 1967, everything's taken over. When we look in the history books, anybody did anything from looking at a sun and saying the planet's here, to a star, to gravity, to anything, in our minds, everyone is white. Everyone is a pale face. Everyone is a goddamn Johnny came lately. Why? because of these periods of times and these people putting it together, and those who are of us who sold out. The same year, we don't care. Basically, beyond that point of the 104, that turns a lot of that stuff into things that it's not even worth reading, because it's going into a lot of nonsense. But we're gonna read it anyway. So the same year, Charles Babbage. How the hell does he get a damn surname? Y'all look into him. Published reflections on the decline of science in England and on some of its causes. So we don't give a damn about England. All right. Are they talking about England over there, or are they talking about New England over here? The scientific fellows of the society were spurred. We're talking about something that you see in Texas, spurred, huh? You don't see that shit in the UK. Into action by this, and eventually James South, how to get the name South, established a charter committee with the view to obtaining a supplementary charter for the crown, aimed primarily at looking at ways to restrict membership. The committee recommended that the election of fellows take place on one day every year. The fellows be selected on consideration of the scientific achievements and a number of fellows. That's when they started taking over and kicking us out. Not in 1830, but I'm talking about 1873. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. Again, anybody talking about I got some records and my shit goes back to 1700s and 1600s and 1500s, and I have royal ancestry. I'm fucking your whole shit up. You full of shit. You've been lying to the people, and your shit ends today. So you see they put 1830 up there, but really what they're talking about is 1873 to 1967. When they took over, you see they have the committee. Hey, we're going to say who can get in here. We're going to say who can come in here and do who, what, when, where, why, and what. We're going to take over and establish that this is how things are ran. When we were in control, guess what? You had inventions, innovations, things are just, the mind is going, it's just an amazing period of time. When they took it over, what happened? What happened, y'all? About to read it. All right. Left off where the fellows be selected on consideration of the scientific achievements, and that the number of fellows elected a year be limited to 15. Damn. So now they want to limit to how many fellows it is, to only 15 people, y'all. This is the whole, man, I'm really giving y'all something. I don't want to say too much. Can only say so much. But I'm giving y'all some very, very important information to people who are in power and control today, who were supposed to turn this country back over to us in 2019. They're 3 years behind. Want my motherfucking land back. Want my shit back. Kiss my ass where the toilet paper go. All right, so this limit was increased to 17 in 1930 and 20 in 1937. So again, you go look up the records of how many fellows it was during this period of time. They're going to be telling you hundreds and thousands and 1,400 members. Bullshit. It was 15 motherfuckers running shit, then 17 people running shit in 1930. This is when they really took over, all right? From 1873, they started their plan. Had to happen after the 1860s, of course. Had to happen during the Reconstruction periods of burning down shit. But what we're seeing is they really took power after 1913, leading up to 1930 and 20 in 1937. So this number had an effect on society. First, society membership became almost entirely scientific. A few political fellows or patrons. Second, a number of the fellows was significantly reduced between 1700 and 1850. See, they have to slide some 1700 to 1850 bullshit up in there. But really, this is what's happening after 1873. Just want to make sure people, you hear that over and over again so you get a clear understanding of what I'm trying to get you to look at here. All right, the number of fellows rose from approximately 100 to approximately 750 from then until 1941. So this is when these pale faces took over our information. So whatever we invented and innovated in all our studies and shit that we did and we had, these are the people that took it over. These are the people who put this Federal Reserve nonsense together, because a Federal Reserve operates under the Commonwealth when it comes to the paper to disenfranchise us, because we had what? Aggregating? What was that? 460 million? We had 20,020 businesses and all these things, and they take it over here. All right, we're talking about 1930. All right, the scientific organizations, they take over. They take over NACA, which is really established by our people, taking over and changed to NASA. They completely took over everything. They took over. Well, where's this at? Let me show this again, y'all. Let me show you what they took over. What's that? So. All right. So they took over our businesses. All right. We had 20,020 and 1,900 business. They took it over. They became the agents and collectors. That was us. The boarding housekeepers. That was us. The alchemists, the druggies. Well, we know. I'm not going too much into that. Shit's bad enough they trying to completely obliterate Spring Chief out of their channel. Can't even talk about that. But we were in control then. Shit, our people lived to 120 minimum. There was nobody dying of no heart attack or stroke or anything like that. The hotel keepers, the watch and clock makers, and the 700 of these businesses have been established more than 30 years. That's 1870. And when they take over, when did they start? 1873. So again, I'm trying to express that we are the real fellows of the Royal Society. We're the real deal. So when you look into history and you're looking up Royal Society, you're going to find the Royal Company. You're going to find the West Indy, the East Indy, the so-called slavery shit. And no matter what, you're going to find some stuff that's going to show you some goddamn John Kerry looking motherfucker. It's going to show you Joe Biden looking ass motherfuckers. It's going to show you a bunch of Bill Clintons. It's going to show you anybody doing anything. Now, I'm not even getting into the iconicalism. Not even going back that far. We're just going back 300 years. 300 years. Even when we get into the presidents of the United States, the first 16 presidents, the real ones, even get into those first presidents and their last names and the stuff we're finding, we're going to find that they literally pale washed everything. So we won't look into stuff like it belongs to us. But we're here to stop us from not understanding that everything that we're using today was invented by our people. And we had established a think tank. We had an establishment at what is now these Ivy League schools of doing these great things. We didn't just sit and fiddle with our thumbs at these Ivy League schools, writing up a bunch of damn poems and shit and writing some damn Bibles and shit. We wrote out diagrams. We invented cars. We invented airplanes. We invented gliders, hot air blimps. We invented torpedoes. I mean, y'all saw what I went over the last day of February. Was that 3 months ago, showing all the inventors. The list was so big, I couldn't even read off the rest of the inventors. Why? Because we're the real fellows of the Royal Society. Don't let anybody tell you anything otherwise. Man, we the real fucking deal. Period. Let me bust out this stuff. And I'm going to slide that link for those to get in. Where is it at? Where is it at? Take a short break with my Nigro.
Ham sliding on the BFF.
Yeah. Rest 3,000. Enemy of my tribe, but opera mind. so what's happening? Government and all, y'all crossed the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you crossed the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, oh yeah, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji. Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this arrowhead. My nation, my Niji, someone thorough said. Real American, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe $1 trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is showing me, I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no po-po ruling over me. Only somebody just like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Iron Cherokee, the Chief and Dr. GLE. I'm still a G like EST. Might not be as G as me. You think you free, but you need remedy to be as free as me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. They got us good, they still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to dancing, the whole world wanna be like us. Foreigners are doing everything, trying to weaken us. Sports, y'all can't fuck with us. Rhythm, know we killing y'all. Anything involve a ball. Mentally, we figured out the cosmos. After all inventing shit, we smashing y'all. It's time to take through asking y'all rights by blood after all. Vatican and the Smithsonian got all our shit. Artifacts and relics still keeping us away from it. When they say it was a long time ago, that's racist shit. Y'all holy land keep stolen shit. We don't need y'all holding it. Reverse engineering our technology, controlling it. Gave it everything you got, but you can't put no soul in it. I ain't go see the new Matrix cause I'm living it. Everything is not what it seems, but I'm killing it. Can you afford to pay attention who you living with? Now they trying to mandatory vax, but is you getting it? Fall back off my Niji, I'm peeping y'all tactics. This ain't no Earth war, this here is galactics. Goddesses and gods warming up like practice. We gon' put arrows on your chest like patches. Mongoloids can't style like us, them fake natives ain't wild like us. They ain't got a soul, destiny as a child like us. Nobody power like us, nobody peace pipe like us. Boxing, y'all can't fight like us, nobody lost they right like us. Wake 'em up, I'm in the way. Say too much, I'm in the way. They tryna kill us anyway, so listen what I'm finna say. Everybody, our kids, we raised y'all anyway. What that sense is finna say, everybody ain't here to stay. Is you with us or against us, ain't no in between. I'm a non-ether being, not a human being. Got fucked in 1492, but all my allies what it do. Renegade got clipped for days, be careful, I advise you to. Me and my tribe are opera mind, so what's happening? Government and all, y'all crossed the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you crossed the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, oh yeah, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji, my Niji. I do this for my Niji.
Yeah, honorable admiration. Having some technical difficulties. I don't know why they doing me like this. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. All right. All right. They kicked me out while I was loading something up. Let me load it up. So I mean, it's so simple. It's as simple as this. Oh, come on, man. It's not gonna load up for me. Oh, okay, that's why. All right, that's fair. Let me delete some of this trash I just got on here. All right, all right. Let's put on some music as it loads up. We got the legendary Top Rat when he's being holier than thou, when he's talking about his spiritual American Indian culture. Here we have legendary Top Rat when we caught him performing one of his private dances, listening to Luther Vandross and the other artists that he likes to, twerk to or whatever he's doing to it. Here we got legendary Top Rat out in Dubai, where he let those Saudi Arabians shit on his belly button and shit. That's some weirdo ritual. Yeah, and here we got the Top Rat when he was saying that the Moors created the Aboriginal community. In the end of the day, Top Rat is just an angry ass rat. Look at him. I see you looking. Look at him. Oh yeah, this legendary Top Cat. You see me? I got my Rich Bear shirt. You know what I mean? Because I used to watch Care Bears. I used to watch Thundercat. I was sipping on Nyquil. I was breastfed lean out of lean promethazine titty and shit. You know what I mean? Goofy ass. Come on. All right, y'all. I gotta delete some more stuff. Come on, man. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Let's let me show you this. Get the loads up. Should be up. There we go. There we go. All right. This is we're starting drama. Tuscarora. All right. Tuscarora. You see here. So for everybody to understand, once again, the hemp gatherers. Now I can show you how we said marijuana and all that in the Seneca land. You know what I mean? Got a whole nother thing we can start saying. Instead of saying cushion and weed or whatever you smoke. You smoking that Boobalooski or that trash, that swag, that Reggie, all bad. But not only that, the shirt wearing people. Not hoodies, not ponchos, not none of that shit that top rat supposable tribe down there in Texas was rocking. No, shirt wearing people even had button-up shirts. Yeah, that's what I was told. Now they try and say the Native American tribe, stop it. First Nation band government of the Iroquois family. You see, the First Nations band government with members today, New York, USA, and Ontario, Canada. They what the hell? I forgot how to pronounce that, y'all. Tusca as a people. Tusca. Yeah, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. As a people around the Great Lakes. 10th grade. All right, so likely about the same time as the rise of the Five Nations, also Iroquois speaking, and based then in present-day New York. Well before the arrival of Europeans, the hemp gatherers. Okay, these hemp gatherers also worked with the tobacco gatherers. And they're the shirt-wearing people. They were making the shirts. They made paper out of hemp. They made ropes out of hemp. They made hemp soap, hemp oil. They made everything out of hemp. And you'll even hear supposable presidents having hemp farms and all this type of stuff. Nah, that was the Tuscarora farm. Or that was one of our out of Kentucky who had the tobacco crack. I mean, you need the backwood to roll up the hemp. So you already know how that business coming together. Hey, we got the tobacco. Hey, we got the hemp. It's cracking. We making shirts over here too, man. So all right, shit, give me a pound of that hemp. Know what I mean? And give me a couple of them shirts. You just, it's trade. We had trade aggregating at 640 million. All right, y'all, we had it going on. Again, I'm going to integrate this. We are the real fellows of the Royal Society. The people who are portraying to be fellows of the Royal Society, they're costume dress up, and they give you a bunch of images of people they say live in the 1600s or whatever, that they will claim to be these great scientists, and they're not. Anybody who wants to come on and play that. All right, so let me find so you can know how to say, to properly say maroon, red, dark, and so on. So they have made rituals the rule. Okay? Make a ritual. People just make up shit. There you go. They're making up shit. I'm telling y'all, they really are. Go over some linguistics as we find you bored? So when you see this Nigro, it's not from Niger. All right. That's from here. It's the mind, the consciousness. So you're gonna find Nigro. And it even sounds like you're saying Nigro. Story for if you participate in the bonfire We even had that. Barbecue is us. That's our shit. But we also had the council fire. All right. We had the council house, the courthouse. So all this royal company, royal society shit, you could see it right here. We were the counselors. All right. We held council. Hadai. When you seen that Hadai in there, when you go look up how they say African American, you're gonna see Hadai and Hodai. This is pertaining to us. We're the real counselors. All right. We're the Dasgéówë. Okay. And we had the courthouses. We built those courthouses you see all on the East Coast, South, all through America, wherever you can find one that was made, from the bedrock, ancient structures, the original ones, not stuff. Okay, that's the Hadai, Ashadai, Hagwa. All right, the council fire, the Onondaga Reservation. A lot of people will lie and say that Iroquois is Onondaga. No, it's not. And they're going to say, well, it says on there that that's the Onondaga. Nah, that's not. No, that's not how you say it. And Hadashane or Hodashane is incorrect too. But the Gajai Sadaye or the Hegaji Sadai, yeah, I saw your ass trying to eat up all the goddamn edibles. All right. So let me get to it. I sent the link. I don't know if anybody. I'm not really showing too much. I'm waiting for somebody to jump. We have people that are putting out this Black European information, but they're not. It's like, okay, so are you saying that those are Africans that went up into Europe and did all that? Are you saying those are Indians from India, which is originally Bharat, that went over there? Because we'll see pie in the sky, daddy, Proto-Indo-European. But why isn't it saying Proto-American European? Why is it saying Indo? Why is it saying anybody that's Black in Africa wasn't worth shit, wasn't doing shit, and they were doing everything in Europe? It's only a pale face. All right. So I mean, shit, I'm tired of it. You damn right. Yeah, I'm tired of this shit. I get tired of this shit, y'all. Real talk. Aboriginal community. Hold on, y'all. Let me see how long it takes. We're the ones shaking it up. We're the ones shaking up the earth. We're the only ones bringing out real truth. Aboriginal community is where you get some real truth. That's why a lot of Aboriginals who are flat earthers gravitate and feel comfort in the Aboriginal community. Because the ones that aren't shields in the flat earth community understand this exposing of the lies. So, okay, let me working my way up, y'all. Working my way up. You already seen that. Again, too, I gotta cover some things, y'all, because this is actually, whenever you hear Iroquois Nation, the Iroquois Confederation, that is the Royal Society. In fact, that's the Royal Company. So when they say the Huron is where Iroquois comes from, the Ero comes from the Huron, that's impossible because the name for Huron, the Huron clan, is Agadaye. Agadaye Oga. So how the hell are you gonna say it's Huron when it's the only time you see an H sound is Hodai Oga. He is of Huron. So where's this R coming from? You got Hodidai Oga. They are the Heron clan. Even when you say, hey, what's going on? Hey, that's Gwé. Gwé. Shared this with y'all like last month. Got it reiterated, shared again. So anybody talking about some Lenni Lenape language, they full of shit. You're going to find their words here. Anybody talking about whatever the hell Top Rat talking about, full of shit. Could bust his information out right here. Hi to sheep. What's up, homie? People ask us what our custom is. The ehe. Fuck are you talking about? What's your custom? Everything you're doing, the music, the sports, your custom. You get up and do something, your costume. Now I don't play with the words. So what the custom became is whatever we do today. We're not talking about a custom or things we did 200-300 years ago. But there's a way how it's done or the way people are. And we are the people who were the inventors, we're the great scientists, the real fellows of the Royal Society. Not Isaac Newton, not no dingy ass, hell's that dumbass Richard Owens Jr., Dino Tard, or damn monkey tard, damn ape brain idiot, Charles Darwin. And when you see his teacher and his teacher, they're going to try and say they were fellows of the Royal Society. Bullshit. Got to challenge that shit, y'all, because they try and say they were fellows of the Royal Society. And then they talking about we monkeys. And, his father was a abolitionist freeing the slaves, freeing you. So they lies to cover up the fact that that was us. That was the Iroquois nation. So don't say Black European. Anytime somebody say Black European to me, okay, they're basically just island hopping. Go from one island, chill, and go chill at another island, and then boom, you over there in Western Europe. It's easy as that. But they want to make it difficult, and they wanted to make you think that some fucking British came over here, some redcoats. The redcoats are coming, and then they enslaved us. Bullshit. And there we go. There it is. There it is. Right below Turtle, like Thought Gang. He ain't really about that life. He ain't the big turtle. He's just a big bug. So we see it was the Dasgéówë. The Dasgéówë. The Dasgéówë. Changed to Tuscarora and then Tuscarora. Dig into them, find out the stuff that they're connected to, and you will find that those were the brothers and sisters of the feather who went back and forth from the UK to Greenland and Iceland in here. So far, according to the information that I have pulled out. And they call them shirt gatherers, hemp gatherers, my bad. They call them hemp gatherers and shirt wearing people. Why? Because they made shirts. They gathered hemp. That is to undermine what they were really doing. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying when it comes to the scholarship that I'm hearing that these two pigeons and these turtle gangs and these top rat really have shit ain't worth 12.5 cents. It really ain't. It really ain't. That shit ain't worth cigar show shot. It ain't worth shot. Y'all. All right. So all right, I'm trying to see anybody gonna hop in here, talk this shit, insight. I don't mind people who disagree and be like, nah, fellas of Royal Society was really them big head white motherfuckers that wore wigs and makeup and had girdles and shit and was going around having sex with boys and doing weirdo nasty shit and injecting people with stuff and trying to see if you can mix goat blood with human blood. Come on, man. Let's be real. All right, if not, I'll definitely be cutting out soon. Y'all gotta get my money. So once again, you see it. It is the Dasgéówë. The Dasgéówë. The Tuscarora. The Tuscarora. And if we see Owe tied into Rora, then look no further than O being Ro. So when you see Nikowe, you're looking at the word Negro. When you see Negro, we'll do some more stuff on that. I'm gonna pull out a part 2 of does the word Negro come from Spanish, or does it really come from Seneca? And then again, I've been able to bust out ancient Greek, ancient Rome, connect these words in Latin connected to it. I've been able to pull the French. I've been able to pull the Spanish, and even some German words. They try and say hi and hey comes from German. No, it don't. Come from here. But more importantly, y'all, the real fellows of the Royal Society, the Royal Company, those who were making boats and selling all over the world, that's us. Did we deal with the ones who they call Moors over there or whatever we want to say about that? Yes. Can some people say, well, wouldn't that make them, who you call them, Moors? If they were over there doing all that stuff? Sure. If you want to use these labels, cool. I have no problem with that. If you want to say the Tuscarora Moors and some of the Tuscarora broke free and some of them became known as Delaware and some of them became Lenni Lenapes by letting a whole bunch of ice wall civilization people break off their ice wall and float over here. It's all good. I'm not trying to take away from anything that you claim when it pertains to that. But what I'm saying is, don't try and tell us that those are some pale face motherfuckers who were in the who were the fellows of the Royal Society. That shit don't fly no more. That was us. We did it. We the mirror and say, damn, we invented all the products that we use, cars to the street lights to how to make a proper brick, the brick making machine, to all the housekeeping pants. We made pants with pockets. We made Rolexes. Now, I mean, we had Aboriginal Lexus. We had it cracking over here, y'all. And it's time for us to get back to what we really had those things. And we were really those people here. All you can do is compare to the greatness of what you have done instead of trying to compare yourself to the greatness of some damn slaves. When they were the slaves and we were the ones in power. All right, so I see nobody jumping on. This is going on the comment section. Yep, I mean, soon, y'all, we're gonna do another one. Yeah. is coming, y'all. Another horror show, another American horror show, where once again we're gonna dig into these things. Like, when were these countries created? When were these names created? Who really gave them these names? What did it do by creating a name and then saying that, oh, this name goes back thousands of years and they had all this power and stuff. The same name with that Royal Society. It's all the same shit. It's a way to cut us out of our greatness of what we've done and to put themselves in the picture. So it's one thing to write yourself until the really in our situation, in the way we live today, until the night. We were fighting back like a motherfucker in the 30s. You know, they were fighting and they have taken control in the 60s. You know, we're talking about these people have not really been in power for too long, y'all. I'm talking about 60 years, man. I'm talking a good 60 years, y'all. So I'm aberration, my good brothers and sisters of the feather. I'm gonna cut out, do my thing. Like, subscribe, and share. Man, Spring Cheat channel will be down for a couple of weeks, y'all. So definitely stay here on I Don't Give a Fuck Sports News Entertainment. You know, and once again, I'll be back on Monday, and I'll be all through during the week. Some people need to get it; they need to get that work, and we need to really look into the people who put these people in a position to be whatever the hell they think they are. They're not bringing out real information. They're lying about a lot of stuff, and they're getting busted. They're not getting away with this shit. Nope. Cannot put down the Aboriginal community. Act like you over us. Lie about your own damn genealogy and say we don't do genealogy. Motherfucker said that his grandmother is African. You like you lie about your own damn genealogy. And they say we don't do genealogy over here in the Aboriginal community, and then get mad when we say they burn the records up. But we gotta look at the people who are putting them in a position, and you wearing an Aboriginal hoodie or some Aboriginal socks, and you showing, yeah, I'm like you over the Aboriginals. You don't have to prove it. Face us. Be a real man. Stop being a little bitch. Hiding on your little bitch ass channel. Be a real man. We over here. We share the link with everybody. We don't block everybody. You have to say some outrageous shit. There's a lot of coward ass YouTube motherfuckers that work for Big Pharma and work for YouTube. Y'all some bitches. I've been calling y'all out for the last month. All y'all. Again, I'm gonna say the names. Top Rat, Tot Gang, Two Pigeons, Corey Mayo, Dan Calloway. These 5 people are not here for the Aboriginal people. These people